Everybody, it's Monica with your best female figure, and today I'm back with some of the best exercises for lean, toned, sexy legs that are not bulky. So we're starting with a sort of a step up knee raise. Notice how I'm not straightening the leg. That top leg is staying bent throughout. That's targeting your glutes and also your inner thighs really hard, and then you're using your deep abdominals to pull that opposite knee up towards the level of the other knee. After you do about 10 repetitions on each side of that, you're going to continue with a step up to hip extension, and then down into a curtsy lunge seated twist all the way down to the floor. This is full range movement, and it is not for intermediates or beginners. So if you are still a beginner or at that point where you've just gone from beginner to intermediate, I highly recommend that you go and do more rounds of Love Your Booty or your best female figure or even bodycon plan and get your legs in really good shape endurance wise, muscular and cardio endurance wise, because this stuff is really hard, and if you don't have the stamina for it, you could hurt your hip, your knees. If you have problems with your knees or hips already and your low back, this could actually make that worse. So you've got to strengthen all that stuff before you can move on to these more advanced movement patterns. And with this exercise, you're not going to do as many repetitions as you do with the other ones. You can focus on 5 or even 8 repetitions on each side. It's a pretty intense exercise. You don't need a whole lot of reps to get really great results from it. Notice how much time it was taking for me to get started with the next exercise. Like I said, that exercise is really intense. So next up, you're going to do a full step up to a grand plie squat. You are opening those knees out to the side and you're lifting your heels up every time that you squat. You're also alternating feet, so you're stepping up with one foot, doing your grand plie squat, and then alternating and stepping up with your other foot. If you want to work harder, you can also add the grand plie at the bottom. Remember that the chair is really there just for you to use as a guide, so that you're opening your knees out nice and wide, and also just for a little bit of help with balance, but you really should not be using it to push yourself up. I think that I was getting a little bit tired, and at times that I felt like I was maybe pushing down on it a little bit too hard. But if you're really having to press on it to get back up, then maybe this is not the exercise you should be doing. You should be strong enough to be able to do this exercise without a lot of support. Now, once you're done with that, you're going to move on to a single leg lift from a sit-up position. So normally I teach this on the floor in my Pilates class, and I make people hold that position with the bent leg in, using the abdominals primarily and just the fingertips, and using the thigh muscles of that straight leg to lift that leg up as high as possible. Try not to swing the leg and not to just throw it up in the air. Really try squeezing those thigh muscles to get it up. Once you're done with that, you're going to continue with a crossover to hip extension from a elevated kneeling position. This allows your glute to get a bit more stretched, so then you have to work harder to get that leg all the way up in the air. Make sure that you're really squeezing at the top. And then you're going to transition into a side knee in to glute kick back. Again, really squeezing your booty as the leg goes back. Now you can combine those two exercises, or you can do them individually. I kind of like both versions, actually. I was using the chair as a guide to see how high I could get my knee, but I like it better from the open side without the chair back there. If you're really wanting to work harder with this exercise, you could also add an ankle weight. I've shown that version before, but today I was just trying to focus on really squeezing my glutes and getting a really good knee in so that I could extend that leg back and really use my deep abdominals to stabilize. So using an ankle weight sometimes is great, and then other times it can, slow you down. So really, it's totally up to you. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has been helpful. I will be back soon with more exercises and tips to help you get your best female figure. Thank you so much for watching.